Hi, this is Nisha, Millet, swimming Olympian for Decathlon India. I'm here today to talk about swimming while you're pregnant. Being a mum of 10-year-old twins, I know all about it. I swam safely through those 9 months, and here's how you can too. Swimming at any age is beneficial for both men and women, but there are extra benefits if you're pregnant and want to keep swimming. Swimming is one of the best ways you can get your cardio in without being too hot. The water tends to cool you down, and also it's a great way to burn those calories. Improving weight gain. Obviously, we're eating for two, we do tend to put on weight, and while that's natural, we don't want the weight gain to get excessive. Swimming is a great way we can do a low impact exercise and ensure that your weight is under normal limits. There are so many studies to show that swimming even helps with nausea and morning sickness. Also, it's a very stressful time. You're worrying about yourself, you're worrying about the little baby inside you, and swimming is a way of calming you down, relaxing your breathing. It almost has meditative qualities. When you swim, endorphins are released. Endorphins are the feel-good hormone, right? So you come out of a swim feeling great. These are few of the things that really benefit you during those 9 months of pregnancy. Now, some important safety precautions. Make sure the first thing you do is to consult with your gynecologist. If you're in a high-risk pregnancy category, if you're carrying multiples, or if you have any kind of ailments, make sure you get permission from your gynecologist before you step into the pool. I was carrying twins, but I was allowed to swim because I'm so comfortable in the water. And I feel that's something that really benefited me, not just during my pregnancy, but afterwards as well, and aids in my recovery. I want to highlight a couple of important points. When you get into the pool and do any kind of exercise, ensure that's a chlorinated pool, the water looks clean, you can see the bottom of the pool, and if there's any kind of fungus, moss floating around, don't get in. It's important to stay hydrated. Carry a bottle of water or an electrolyte, have a couple of sips before you get in, during your swim, and after as well. When you're in the water and you're nice and cool, you might think that you're not sweating, but if you touch your face, you will find that your body does heat up, and this is more so if you're pregnant. So ensure you keep yourself hydrated and also keep your heart rate within check. If you're breathing too hard to be able to talk to me like in this way, that means you're pushing yourself a little too hard. Remember, you're doing this purely to benefit not only yourself, but for the little baby growing inside of you. I would always say start very slowly and slowly increase the number of laps you do as you're more comfortable. Take frequent breaks where you hydrate, even have a small snack in between your swim. And remember, there's a lot of safety procedures to be followed. Number 1, enter only through the ladder or steps. If there are no ladders or steps, sit down and gently lower yourself in. Even if you're used to diving into the pool, don't do that when you're pregnant. I stayed away from all kinds of diving when I was pregnant. That obviously puts too much impact on your belly. After you swim, ensure that you have a pair of very, very clean anti-slip shoes to walk back, and walk back really slowly. Avoid wet patches. While you're swimming, one very important safety tip is to stay away from other people. Somebody could unintentionally kick you or injure you. Try and get your own lane. If you're learning how to swim, I would suggest doing some personal classes so that not only can you go at your own pace, you'll also ensure that nobody is around you. Make sure you don't let your heart rate go too high. It's very important to make sure that your heart rate comes down slowly and you do a lovely recovery swim before you exit the pool. If you feel uneasy and sick at any point of time, exit the pool immediately and speak to your gynecologist. In all of the ways, swimming is one of the safest exercises while you are pregnant. Another reason that keeps a lot of women out of the pool during their pregnancy is the fact that none of your swimsuits fit you anymore. I was worried about this as well. I'm not comfortable in a bikini. The bikini would be the easiest way for you to get into the pool. If you're like me and you're not so confident wearing a bikini in the pool, you can opt for a tankini. A tankini is like a one-piece swimsuit, but it's divided in half. So what this does is, as your belly expands, so does the swimsuit make way for that growing belly. You also get some amazing maternity swimsuits. I have a lot of friends who rock their maternity swimsuits. The best part about this is you can have that confidence while you go for your swim. If you're a beginner swimmer, here's a great way to get started. Use it purely as a form of exercise if you don't know how to swim. You can get into a pool which could either be shallow or even up to your chest level. Make sure you go with someone who can be beside you if you ever need any help. You could just do the same exercises that you would do in the land, you could do the same in the water. Walking, jogging, a sideways shuffle, all these things would really help you get that exercise with a very low impact. Another great way to practice your Kegels is in the water. It helps cool you down in those hot summer months where you're feeling extra hot because you might have put on weight or because pregnancy hormones kick in, right? A great way to modify your stroke when you're pregnant. When I was pregnant, especially in my last trimester, when I swam, my head would be here and my hips and my body would be all the way down. Normally, I would float at this angle, and that felt so unnatural to me. So what did I do? I used something called a pull buoy. A pull buoy is a funny shaped float that you put in between your legs. This helped to lift up my legs naturally, and I was able to get that nice horizontal position. The best part about swimming is to be able to use that buoyancy that the water offers you. If you feel really tired, you can also use a swimming aid like a swimming noodle. Put it under your armpits. You can do a slight slow doggy paddle or a breaststroke. You can put it behind your head if you want to lie back and relax. While it is very safe to swim backstroke in the pool, I stayed away from doing too many laps of backstroke. As all you pregnant women know, they always recommend not spending too much time on the back because of the weight of your body on the vena cava. So you want to make sure that when you're doing backstroke, you just do it for short periods of time. A very important tip is to mind your breathing. If I stop you in the middle of a swim, are you able to talk to me like this? This would be a good way to know if you're pushing yourself too much. Even as a competitive swimmer, I made sure I do shorter workouts. I didn't let my heart rate get too high. And I remember that the reason I'm in the water, more than doing a good workout, is to have a healthy baby and a great pregnancy as well. I would suggest doing freestyle or breaststroke as these are the most relaxed strokes. Butterfly is a very strenuous stroke, and if you're used to it, go ahead. The only problem with butterfly is that a lot of movement of the torso, which is not so comfortable when you're carrying a baby bump. I'm here to bust a big myth. Will you have more pain if you swim or less pain? You definitely have less pain. The reason swimming is so beneficial that when your body is in the water, you have actually 90% less weight on your joints and your bones. This makes swimming one of the most beneficial exercises throughout your 9 months, especially in those last few months where even walking around or bending down to put on your shoes is very uncomfortable. Swimming is a great way of removing all that stress from your lower back. One very important reason people swim is the meditative effect of the water. When you swim and then you finish a good swimming session, endorphins are released, and that's the feel-good hormone. There's no better feeling than having a good swimming session or a good exercise session and coming out of it feeling at peace. You get good sleep, you'll have a great appetite as well. Gone are the days where people would say, put your legs up and do nothing during your pregnancy. There are so many studies that show that women who are active actually have a much healthier pregnancy and a much easier labor and healthier children. So keep yourself moving, but ensure you take all these safety precautions to ensure that the baby is not harmed in any way. In conclusion, I hope you have a wonderful, safe pregnancy and labor, and you enjoy the pool and swimming through your pregnancy just like I did.